So welcome back to Sorare Wakey Academy, and today what we're going to be looking at is the European Limited cards for under £10, and that's a floor price of £10. You can obviously get them cheaper than that, but we're going to be looking at 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, 5 forwards, and then I've got 4 goalkeepers for you. A couple of them are just over £10, so I think they're like £11, but it's a floor price, so you can get them for under £10 I would have thought. But today we're just going to look at the defenders. Overnight, just to show you quickly in my gallery as well, overnight we bought the goalkeeper Sam Vesterveld, who's an AZ youngster, recommended to me by Matt Bride Ace. Now, whenever he tells me to buy a keeper, I try and go and get him. But for now, let's have a look at these defenders for under £10 floor price. And the first one, as you can see up here, it's going to be Gregory Wuffreich. I don't know how you want to pronounce that. Maybe someone will tell me. But this guy is playing for Sturm Graz in the Austrian Bundesliga. I just want to have a quick look at them for you. Have a look at the actual league first. Now they are in second place in the league. Won 9, drawn 6, lost 1. They've only conceded 11 goals. So these are pretty decent, this team. Let's just go back and look at Sturm Graz himself. And this guy is playing at centre-back. You see here his last game then, centre-back. But also, look at his top 5. He's a top in the club. He's also, his all-round averages of 19 is the top in the club. This is over his last 5 games. Last 15 games. Now, he's also in the top minutes played, or second in the top minutes played, with 1,290 minutes so far. Pretty decent guy. And then when we look at his price, you'll see why I'm going for this lad. Let's go back. Here he is. So his last 5 averages are 52, last 15 of 58, and last 40 of 58 as well. He's played 100% of all them games. It looks like he's been dropped out for 1 game there of his last 40. So, big defender. You see his prices here. Let's look at his prices over the last month. Like £7.96 was his last sale. And if we go back further than that, you can see he's at rock bottom at the moment, price-wise. He's been up here at like £40. Yeah, £41. So he's a great player. Really good to have him in your side. Now, the Austrian League doesn't start until February, it starts back up. So you've got a bit of a wait for him. But he's 27-year-old. Let's have a look at his SO5 scores then, because these are pretty good as well. You'll see it, especially if you're buying him for this, a good average score. He doesn't often get under 40. And he's hit 100 before, so, now and again, whenever he does score, he's hit 3 goals and 1 assist, so he does get decent scores. As you can see his chart here. All the greens are at the top. So that's my first player, and for what, £7.46 on average. It's not bad, it's a good player. So that's our first one. So our second defender that we're going to be looking at then is Nicholas Wimmer. Now he's also from the Austrian League, plays for Klagenfurt. And not so great in Austria, not a great team. And he's sort of not in the team at this moment in time. Now, whether that be through injury or not, you're going to have to look yourselves. But he's had some good scores and has played quite a bit. So he's 27. Let's look at Klagenfurt so you see his team. Now a lot of these aren't well-known players. There is one striker there, Marcus Pink, who I'm also going to recommend as one of my forwards. Been around on this platform for a while, so a lot of you will know him as a cheap player that scores a lot of goals. But we have a look down this guy and we'll see Wimmer there has got 11 for his all-round scores. That's the only thing he's mentioned in, to be honest, on this. Oh, there we are. Top goal scorers. Wimmer with 2. Now, as a defender and being the top goal scorer in that club this year, they're not doing that well, are they? 6th position, 21 points from 16 games, so they're not great. But he's cheap and he gets good scores when he plays. Let's go back to him. See here, 49 for his last 5. It said he's played 80%. I think he's as a substitute for a lot of these games, I would have thought. Last 15 of 56, last 40 of 56, so he does play a lot. Left centre-back. And looking down at his actual scores, let's see his scores first then. And we will go for, this is over a year. Now, he's not that often getting under 40 again, is he? There's one score of 37 there. But he's also hit 100. He's getting some decent scores. We'll go to his all-time scoring. So yeah, you see he is going through a real purple patch here. But, and he's played most of the games here, look. 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes. Just didn't play that last game for some reason. maybe had a knock or something. But you need to go and research that yourselves. Look at his price graph. Now this is Nicholas Vimmer, right, who's playing each game, as you've just seen there, as a starter. £1.80 someone got him for, but realistically you're looking at what, £2.60, £2.50. So for £2.50 to get a starter in the Austrian League, which starts in February, so his price should go up as well when they do start. But really, really cheap, decent player. Let's have a look at our third one. Now our third defender is No Desene. Again, I might have said that wrong, but he's a centre-back, sort of right centre. You see from his last 5, 15 and 40, decent player, 59 and then 56 for his 40s. And playing almost every game, 100% his last 5, like 85% of the last 40 games. Plays for Standard Liège in Belgium, the Jupiler Pro League. Now they've already started back up, I believe, this weekend, I think they start. So he's one that can go straight into your team now. Let's have a look at his scores then. Now this is over a year. Let's do it all. Let's do his overall time here then. So you can see he's hitting some decent scores here, over the 60s, a couple of 80s. Doesn't actually, well, he's reached 100 up there. But he's around the 60 to 80 mark there. If you look at his chart here at the top, where I'm now showing you, a lot of scores between 40 and 50 and 50 and 60, but he's had these scores where he's hit 100 before, he's hit 80s and 90s. So he's well capable of it. Decent form at the moment, apart from one game where he was substituted 12 minutes in. Or came on for 12 minutes. But the rest of his scores are pretty good. A couple of goals and an assist as well, but he's basically playing in nearly every game, isn't he? So this is one that I spotted and I thought, well, I don't know him as well. I don't know him as well as some of the other players I know. If you look at his price of £6.59 on average, let's go to his actual prices. Go to his price graph and you'll see here it's been snapped up quite a bit recently, but £6.40ish, £6.28. That's his sort of average pricing. I don't know what he's been in the past. Let's have a look at his highest price. So yeah, he's been just below this, but he's also been up at like £20-ish. So you might make a bit of money on this guy, but to be honest, he's a decent player to have on your side when he's getting results like that, scores like that, I should say. So yeah, that's my next one, No Descent. Let's move on to the fourth guy. So our fourth guy then is Kana Erkin. Again, I may have pronounced it wrong. That's how I say it. But he's got a decent average, as you can see up here, for his last 40, as well as 54 for his last 40. Looks like he plays as a left back. I've had this guy before, like last year, and he was injured quite a bit, so just take care of that as well. Have a look at that and make sure. But he's a defender. He's down as a starter, although at the moment he's got a slight injury. So we'll have a look at that as well. But looking at his pricing then, this is like the last month. There's a few of these sold, but £5 is his sort of price. £4.60, £4.23, even under £4 even. You know, it's worth taking a chance for this guy, I think. Over his last 6 months, you can see the price has gone right down. He was up at what, £40. So you're going to make a bit of profit on that when he starts playing well again. And he seems to be a good average scorer, to be honest. He plays for Fatih Karagümrük. I might be wrong again. Let's look where they are in the league. You can see down here, they're sort of mid-table and they've conceded 47. That's quite a lot of goals they are conceding. But this guy's got top assists, look. He's got 5 top assists. Free kick scorers. He is one of their takers, but he hasn't scored any theirs. No percentage. None in 5. Free kick assists at 80%. So he's not a bad player. You know, when you're looking at the pricing, £4 for this. Top net decisive actions, he's got 6. You know, he's a top SL5 average scorer with 64, and he costs £4. So he's going to do well. He's going to get a good return for you. But we also have a look at his scores recently then, and you can see on here his scores here. We've had a 97 before. We've had a 70s and 80s, but recently he's been off form. You see, he's got 21, 24. He's been coming on as substitute and stuff. So, in fact, he hasn't. He's been playing bad for a couple of games there. However, before that, 2 assists there, another assist down there, 70s. As soon as he hits form, he's going to get a good return for you, and he'll be a pretty decent player. So. Now, I want to show you this sports gambler. This is a page where you can put down here any league that you want, and it looks down all the teams and tells you what the injuries are within that team, or if they're booked or red carded, whatever it might be. Now, this guy here he's down as a muscle injury. He's just doubtful. Now, we've got until February till that league starts, so it could be worth getting now. He's down as injured, so people aren't buying him. Come on, buy him. So that is our player, Kana Erkin. And I think he's one of our best players you'll see on there. So our fifth and final defender for under £10 is going to be Mark Bartra. Again, he's from the Turkish League, so he should be playing this week. He's with Trabzonspor. We'll have a look where they are in the league. They're normally a decent side, Trabzonspor, so it'll be good to see where they are. And they're in 7th place, 6 wins, 5 draws and 2 defeats only. Decent side these are, and he plays at centre-back. Now, I just want to have a look at his averages. So he's averaging 54s across the board, 100% of the games, so he's played in every game. So not that injury prone. 85% of his last 40 games he's played. As I say, he's a defender with a pretty decent side. And here's his scores, and this is his last 1 year scores. And we're going to also have a look at his all-time scores, because he does tend to score quite well. You see, there's a couple of 40s and 30s and that. But if you're looking at 90s and 80s and 70s for under a tenner, I think that's a pretty good return, to be honest. You see, he's playing every single game for them at the moment at centre-back. And getting decent scores. So he was, where was that before? I think it was at Betis, wasn't he, Bartra? He was an up-and-coming guy at Betis, but 31 now, and he's settled in at Trabzonspor. I'm not sure if he's there full-time or if he's on loan. However, his pricing £9 and £9.75 for his floor price. Let's just go and have a look at his last sale prices. And he's gone up in value a little bit. He was down at £8. The last sales have been like £11 and £10.48. But his actual floor price is currently £9.75, so he's under a tenner. I think he's really worth that, to be honest. And as the most expensive player, you can see why, because he is a very good player, good experience, coming from the Spanish side of things as well. So that is my 5 defenders for under £10 that you can go and get. Budget players, but some of them scores are really good, and I might have to go out and buy some of these, even though they're over the age of 23, I might have to go out and buy some of them, because I didn't believe some of the prices when I was looking through them. So they are my defenders, and the next video will be my midfielders, I believe. I've got 5 of them coming up for you, and they're pretty decent ones as well. So have a look at the next video, which will come out very soon. Also, if you can put a like on the video, and unsubscribe if you want to see any more, and you don't want to miss them, subscribe to it as well. If you've got any friends that want to join up and start on Sorare, I've got my link below in the video. Give them that, and they'll get a card after they buy 5 at auction from my link. So, hope you all have a good day, and we'll see you very shortly on the next video. Thanks.